Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Design. Today I've got a cute little card for you using the Fluffy Squirrel bundle. This is a great stamp and punch bundle that is available in our current fall holiday 2025 catalog. It's two-step stamping, so we will stamp the inside and the outside of our little guy. All right, well, let's get started. Let's do our stamping first, and then I'm going to show you how I did this distressed piece of cardstock here. It requires a little bit of elbow grease, but it's not difficult at all. But let's do our little guy first. He's so cute. I really love this guy. Let me get my grid paper down. We're going to use pecan pie, and I am going to start with the background stamp actually first. I'm going to stamp this in pecan pie, and I'm going to stamp it on my grid paper to get most of it off. And then stamp that right there so that it's kind of light. Then I'm going to get the dark and I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to line it up. Look at all the points, the paw, the ear, the tail, the feet, and stamp. All right, and then I've got our little acorn, which actually I need to think about where to punch that because to stamp that, because when I punch this out, first of all, we have to remember that that's going to punch out when we punch our squirrel. So we want to make sure that it's not placed there, but it's easiest to slide it in. See over here, it's a little bit harder. So I think I'm going to stamp it right there in the corner and make it just really easy. All right, so pecan pie, and then I'm going to take pecan pie dark, and we'll color in that top. Okay, and then I'll take my pecan pie light Stampin' Blend and color that in. Let's go back over the top, make it a little bit darker. There we go. I'm going to add some little lines to it. Using my journaling pen, I'm just going to kind of do diagonal and then diagonal like that. Nothing terribly fancy. All right, and let's stick that in and punch it out. All right, so now we've got those two pieces done. Let's do this Cajun Craze piece. Now we want to distress this so that it's kind of peeling apart and kind of coming apart along the edges. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to work on this paper like this. Now it's going to probably take me, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, maybe not that long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but it's going to take a little bit of time. And I'm just going to keep breaking down the fibers in the paper. Now you might get kind of like, oh, this is taking forever. But I really think the technique is really fun and it kind of gives our paper some interest. All right, so just continue to break it down. You'll see it's becoming kind of leathery. This is also kind of called faux suede. You can peel the pieces apart as they start coming apart. And you'll see on the inside it looks kind of suede, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to break it down and peel the edges a little bit, and then we'll emboss it. All right, so I can see right here that my pieces are starting to come apart right here. See that? And that's what we want. That's when you know you have kind of reached the edge of where you want to be. The more you do it, the more those are just going to kind of keep coming apart. All right, now we're going to leave it like that. I'm actually going to take my scissors, the edge of my scissors, and just kind of do this to the edge, kind of rough up that edge carefully. If it tears a little bit, that's okay. That goes along with the look. There are tools that do this too. You may already have one, but I just find the edge of my scissors works perfectly as well. All right, now the next step, let me grab my cut and emboss machine over here. We are going to emboss it with a dotted circle embossing folder. Okay, we're just adding lots of layers of things to just a regular piece of cardstock to give it some interest. All right, I'm going to put that in there, and you can decide where you want the center circle. I think the first time I did it, I put it kind of where I thought my squirrel would be, but I don't really think that that matters. After the full design of the card, I don't think it really matters. All right, so I've taken off all the plates except for the base plate, and then I've used just plate number 4 on top. Okay, now we've broken down the texture, the fibers a little bit more, so be gentle with your piece. I'm going to kind of pull those corners down. I want it to curl up just a bit, separate just a bit. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back over, and just one more detail. I'm going to get my dark Cajun Craze. Actually, look, I put that circle on the opposite side. Well, if we did it like that. No, I'm going to leave it like that. All right, and flick, flick, flick. Using the brush end to just add a little bit more texture, more design. Okay, there we go. Now we are ready to put this together. I am not using my fall paper this time. I've changed it over to the Weekend Adventure Designer Series paper. I love this paper. You know, anything that's a gingham or a plaid, I love it. Cajun Craze card base and a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of DSP. I have taken a couple of pieces of the same paper and just cut some strips. I will have there's a free PDF on my blog that has the measurements and the supply list on there. So make sure you check that out. Okay, so let's get this. And I'm going to get some dimensionals. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to get one more. Actually, let's do 2. Let's do one in the middle and one right here. Okay, I'm going to put that a little bit kind of at an angle. And then we'll start with this piece, the larger of the 2, like that. And then I've got this one. And you can see this little early espresso stripe is just the back piece of that original. Okay. A couple of dimensionals. We'll put him there. And then I'm going to get a mini dimensional. And put that right there. All right, now let's bring back over our white piece. Hopefully I left enough room on the edge. I'm going to stamp the sentiment right here. Can't wait to see you again. I think I'm going to do it on the top edge, like that. Okay, then get your paper trimmer. And I'm just going to chop it so that it's just basically framing it out, a rectangle, okay? And if you've left enough on the ends, you can cut those at an angle like we did the other pieces. And then I think it's wide enough for regular dimensionals. Okay, put that there. All right, now how about some early espresso linen thread? I'm gonna tie a bow, and we'll get a glue dot, which I'm just gonna get over here off camera. You guys don't wanna see my glue dots. They're always a mess, stuck to everything. All right, and I'm gonna tuck that right under there with a glue dot like that. All right, now we have these Cajun Craze and gold dots. And my opinion is if we have a matching embellishment, well then, yes, we better use it. So, whoops, it's golden, it's gold and Cajun Craze. I stuck my little dot to the wrong side of my take your pick tool. All right, and we'll put one down here like that. Oh, let's add another one over here like that. Okay, so there's the front. On the inside, I'm just gonna add, whoops, I am out of adhesive there. Let's bring this one over. If I can, oh, I'm out of that one. Didn't I have one that was working? Right here. Oh, come on, I know you guys are the same. You've got adhesive just laying around that needs to be tossed or refilled. Okay, how about just a couple of little acorns like that and like that, and there you go. Can't wait to see you again. Now, that's kind of a specific sentiment, so if you want to change the sentiment, you can use the others in the set. There's a couple of others. I really like Go Nuts, It's Your Birthday, or look at your other stamp sets and find something else that fits the occasion that you need. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Make sure you click the link here on YouTube, hop back to my blog. I've got a free PDF and 2 other fluffy squirrel projects. Thanks, everybody. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.